Alright, good morning. Today we're creating tables. So follow along with this tutorial if you'd like. You can also follow along with the written tutorial that's posted in Schoology. I'm going to be following that exactly step by step. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open Microsoft Word. Remember that it's down here in your dock. If you can't find it, you can find it in your Start menu. Once it's open, it says to click the Insert tab and the Table button. It says a grid opens below. You move the pointer across the grid to select the number of columns and the number of rows. Point to the second box in the fourth row to select its 2x4 table. Then click a table with 2 columns and 4 rows. Okay? Our table is going to look like this. Tables are made of rows and they're made of columns. This is a row. This is a column. Each one of these openings is called a cell. Okay? A cell is the single box where they intersect. In the first cell, in the top left, type location. Then press Tab on your keyboard. This will move the insertion point to the next cell. In this cell, type cost. Press Tab. Then type the name of your favorite breakfast restaurant. I'm going to say Stacks in Menlo Park. Okay, press Tab. Type the dollar amount that your favorite meal might cost there. So I happen to have just gone there recently. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert $12.89. It says press Tab, then type the name of your favorite lunch place and the cost of the average lunch meal there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say my favorite lunch place is Chavez Supermarket. It's close, easy, quick, and the average price would be about $7.50. Okay. In the fourth row it says you should input your favorite dinner place. Okay. For my favorite dinner place, I'm going to put Pachi's Pizza, Palo Alto. And the average cost of a meal there is going to be about $15. Okay. It says press Tab. It says pressing Tab at the end of the last cell of the table creates a new row at the bottom of the table. It says type the following, pressing Tab to move from cell to cell and to create new rows. It asked me to put in 1 more breakfast place, 2 more lunch places, and 1 more dinner place. Those are going to be in order, and I'm going to include the cost at each place. So the next breakfast place that I'll put in will be the Peninsula Creamery, Palo Alto, and I would say that the average breakfast price there is going to be about $11. Throw in a dollar sign. Then remember, I'm just going to hit Tab. That's going to add another row, and in this row I'm going to put 2 lunch places, 1 here and then 1 on the next line. So the next place is going to be called Country Corner. Some of you guys who went on the incentive trip saw that place. We picked up some sandwiches there. Country Corner Menlo Park, the average price is about $6.25. And then another lunch place. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, let's think of something a little different. We'll do P.F. Chang's. And the average lunch price there is about $9.95. And then it says 1 more dinner place. So the dinner place I'll choose is Nola's Restaurant. Now again, you should pick your own restaurants. The average price there, unfortunately, is kind of expensive, so we don't go there very often. $20.95. It says click the Save button on the standard toolbar. So I'm just going to go up here, I'm going to click Save. and it asks me to save this as Boston add budget. Okay, and I'm going to make sure I save it to my desktop in the folder that I've created, Microsoft Word, depends which class you're in, and hit save. Alright, the next step, step 2, is inserting and deleting rows. So this step is focusing on how to insert and delete rows and columns. Click the Show Hide tab, home button on the Home tab. Okay, so it's right here. We already have it so that it's on. Okay, it says place the pointer in the margin to the left of the first dinner place. Okay, until the pointer changes into an arrow. Okay, so you can see mine's an arrow now. It says right click on the highlighted section and select Insert Row Above. Insert rows above. Okay, now I've got a new row. It says click in the first cell on the new row and type Westview Cafeteria. Oops, sorry. And then hit tab and type in $4. It says select the row that has your second favorite lunch place in it. Then click delete rows. So I'm going to say my second favorite lunch place, I'm actually going to change it to P.F. Chang's. Right? I'm going to click there. And I'm going to go up to the menu bar and click delete rows. An easy way to do this would just to be to right click and go delete rows. Okay, so now that row is gone. Place the pointer over the top border of the location column until the pointer changes to an arrow pointing down. Then click. Right click on the selected column and select Insert Columns to the Left button. So I'm going to insert columns to the left, and then at the top we're going to type. Click in the location column, right click, point to insert, and say columns to the right. Okay, in this column, we're going to type in details. It says move your cursor into the first blank cell under type and type in if the item is breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So in this case, this item is going to be breakfast. It says move your cursor into the first blank cell into the details column and type in the description of the food that you get there. So here I'm going to say chorizo scramble. Okay. We're going to go ahead and now we're going to fill in all of these open cells for each of these. So Chavez Supermarket's lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then over here I'm going to put what I would get. I would put a carne asada quesadilla, Westview Cafeteria, let's just say sausage breakfast sandwich, Apache's Pizza, Matt King deep dish pizza, Creamery, basic breakfast, and bacon, Country Corner, definitely hot pastrami sandwich, and Nola's. They have an amazing topic called the click and move. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to modify table rows and columns. So this step deals with resizing rows and columns and aligning the information inside of the cells. Position the pointer over the border between the first type and second location columns until the pointer changes to an arrow facing both ways. Then drag the border approximately to the 3/4 mark on the horizontal ruler. So again, I can grab here, I'm looking at my ruler at the top, and I'm going to say that this is about 3/4 of an inch. Okay? Position the pointer over the right border of the location column until the pointer changes, and then double click. You can see that that automatically resizes the column to fit the text. Okay, now we're going to use the double click method to do that for both the details column, right, and we'll do it for the cost column. Okay? It says look at the top of the Microsoft Word and find the Table Tools Layout tab. Okay, that's right here, Table Tools Layout tab. Click it so that you get all of the table options. Move the pointer over the table, and then click the table move handle that appears outside the left upper hand corner of the table. So, right here. Okay. I'm going to click on that. In the Table Tools Layout tab, in the Cell Size section, select Distribute Rows Evenly. So right here, I'm going to say Distribute Rows. Okay. And we might have to click here, Rows, and no, I think we're good. So it's distributed the rows evenly, okay, just by clicking this button right here. It says then deselect the table. Click in the Details column. Click Table Properties. Then click the Column tab. Okay. Select the measurements in the preferred width text box. Type 3 and then click OK. Select everything inside the table. In the Table Tools Layout tab, click on the left center Align button. Place the insertion point anywhere in the table. So we can put our insertion point anywhere in the table. Click the Table Tools Layout tab again, so we're right back here, and click Sort over here under the Data section. We're going to click here where it says that there's a header row. We're going to sort by type, then by cost. Okay. And make sure that we've got under the type list arrow, it should say number here. And text here. Sorry. Okay. And hit OK. You should have, it should be sorted now. Breakfast, dinner, and then lunch. Alright, step 5. Splitting and merging cells. This step focuses on merging 2 or more cells into one, or splitting a cell into more than one cell. Select the 2 dinner cells in the first column of the table. Click the Merge Cells button at the top on the Table Tools Layout tab. So I'm in the Layout tab, okay, and I'm going to say Merge Cells. Okay. It says then deselect the text and delete one of the dinner cells. One of the where it says dinner. Select the 3 lunch cells, and we'll we'll do the same thing. Merge cells, and again, get rid of all but one. Okay, do the same thing for breakfast. Highlight both of those, say merge cells, and delete the extra breakfast. Click somewhere in the last row at the bottom. Click insert below. So we're going to say insert below, and a row is added to the bottom of the table. Select the first 3 cells in the new last row of the table. So just the first 3 rows. Okay, and click merge cells. Then deselect the cell. Click in the first cell in the last row, and then click the split cells button on the table's tool layout tab. So split cells. Okay, and we're going to type 1 in the number of columns. 1. And we're going to type 3 in the number of rows. Hit OK. Click in the last cell in the cost column. Click split cells, and we're going to repeat step 8 and save our changes. So in step 8, we went ahead and making sure that we have 1 column and 3 rows. Step 6, performing calculations in the table. So this will introduce you to writing formulas in cells to perform certain calculations for you, so you don't have to add things or subtract things yourself. Click in the first blank cell in column 1. Again, so we're going to click in the first blank cell in column 1 and type total cost. Then click the formula button in the data section of the table's layout tab. So here's the formula button. Okay. Hit O. It's gonna equals the sum above, and we're gonna hit OK. So that's gonna add up the cost of all of the restaurants that we just put in. It says locate your most expensive breakfast. It's right here. And change the cost to $2 more than what it currently is. So I'm gonna change it to $14.89. Oops. Okay, and then it says press down. Let's just see, did that? So it didn't change automatically, so we're going to go back here to this one. We're going to go to our table tools layout, we're going to go to formula, we're going to hit OK. And so it'll adjust and it'll change the price. It says press tab, type budgeted. So we're on the second line now, we're going to say budgeted. Press tab and type $40. Uh-oh. It says press tab again and hit difference. Then press tab. Click the formula button again. And this time, we're going to change the formula to say equals B9 minus B10. This is going to give me like a calculation of what $79.59 minus $40 is. Okay? It says click OK and then save your changes. So I'm just going to go up here to the top, save my changes. It's already saved. It says using table auto format. So we're on step 7 now, if you're following along. It says now you're going to adjust the look of your table using the design section of the table tools tab. As seen below in the illustration, click on the drop down list in the table style section. So I'm going to highlight my table. I'm going to go to the design tab. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this drop down menu. At the bottom, select modify table style option. So modify table style. And it says locate the properties section. Okay, so right up here at the top. In that properties section, look for the style based on option. So style based on. And it says to go ahead and it says scroll down the list on type of table styles. Then click table list 7. So you can see there's a lot of different options here. Right, we're going to choose table list 7 for now. It says with the insertion point in the table, click the modify table style button. So once we've done this, we're going to hit OK. You can see it changes the look of my table. With the insertion point in the table, right, it says click the modify table style button. So we're going to go back here. Locate the styles based on section. And this time, instead of saying table list 7, we're going to look for the table professional. Hit OK. Select the type column and click the center button. So I'm going to select the type column and I'm going to hit in the home tab, I'm going to hit the center button. It says select the cost column and then click the right align button. Select the last 3 rows of the table. Then click the right align button. Then click the bold button on the formatting toolbar. Select the first row of the table. Click the center button. Change the font size to 16 and select bold, which it already is. Select the type. Now we're going to create a custom format for a table. Select the type and location cells in the first row. So type and location cells. Click the merge cells button. Alright, so we're going to select the type and location cells in the first row. It says click on the merge cells button on the table tools layout tab. So I'm in the layout tab, I'm going to click merge cells, and then it says to type food location. Okay, it then says to select the breakfast, lunch, and dinner cells in the first column, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, and click the change text direction button. So I'm going to click on the text direction button, and I'm going to select this one right here in the middle, which it already did for me. It says to click it 2 times so that it's rotated 270 degrees. It says position the pointer over the right border of the dinner cell until the pointer changes to this. Then drag the border to approximately the 1/4 inch mark. So I'm going to move it all the way over until it's about at 1/4 of an inch. It says place the insertion point in the lunch cell. Select the design tab of the table tools and then click the shading color list arrow. So I'm going to go to design and I'm going to click the shading color list arrow. So here's my shading color list arrow. Click gold on the palette. So we'll have to go to more colors and we're going to say that this looks pretty gold. Okay. says click the breakfast cell. Let's do this. Do the same thing, shading, and it says to click aqua, so that's actually a little easier. It's right here. And on the dinner cell, it says to click orange. Shading, orange. Okay. It says drag to select the 9 white cells in the lunch row. So in my lunch row, I've got 9 cells. Okay. Click shading and selected light yellow. So I'm going to change my shading and I'm going to choose like a yellow. That might be a little bit more yellow than I want, so I might do something more like this. Hit OK. It says repeat step 6 to apply light turquoise shading to the breakfast rows. So again, I'm going to do shading, more colors, light turquoise. This one right here. Okay, and then it says select the last 3 rows. Sorry, give the dinner rows the tan shading. More colors. And tan, it's a tough one. We'll say like this. Okay. Select the last 3 rows of the table and click the border list arrow on the tables and borders toolbar. Click the no border button. So I'm going to go to no border on the menu that appears. It says select the total cost row. So just this row. And click the border list arrow. Click the top border button. So I'm going to go to the border list arrow. I'm going to say top border. Okay. Then it says click the $40 cell. So I clicked on the $40 cell. It says click the border list arrow and click the bottom border button. So I'm going to go to borders. Oops. I'm going to go take that away for a second. I want to hit the bottom border. Okay. And the last thing we need to do here that for some reason didn't quite pan out is we want to move these down so that breakfast, dinner, and lunch are all distributed evenly. There we go. I think that's it. So with that, go ahead and save your document one more time. Your document should look pretty much like mine. And good job.